What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So this time, I'm now at past level 100. I had been farming at level 100 for the past few days. I've now reached all 500 of my total drops, so we've got all the missions completed. Now we can start aiming for that level 150 boss marker. Now, at this current point in time, I am unsure as to how much HP the boss is going to have at level 100. We do know that the HP last month got to like 1.1, 1.2 billion, so it's a lot of HP that you got to take down. Obviously, as you go through these maps, you're going to pick up those statues, which is going to increase your statistics. So during this month, the Nami and Zoro statues are going to be the most important to give you more int and dex damage versus these boss fights. Also, you know, you could potentially pick up the favorite items for Sanji and Usopp to help you buff your team, or alternatively debuff the opponent. Those two things are going to be strategies that you may need to employ in order to get to level 150, but we'll see how things go this time around. So, you know, I've already got all my turtle drops. I'm not too phased about fighting Odin and Roger, though that's definitely something that we can do. We could potentially fight them both so that we could get more turtle drops. However, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to beat up Rayleigh. So let's go ahead and let's just pick up some more stuff along the way here. We'll go ahead and pick up some of the Usopp favorite items. We'll pick up the statue. We'll probably want that a little bit more. These aren't the best statues, the bronze statues. We'll just pick up another Sanji one. Yeah, no rainbow favorites or rainbow chests, which is unfortunate. We'll just pick up another favorite. I guess we'll pick up the Sanji items, you know, could potentially be useful in the future. We'll go up the top, and we'll pick up... Oh, okay, so we got some golds. Not the best ones, though. We'll pick up the Usopp one, I suppose, because I haven't leveled up Usopp that much at all. Okay, and we got another treasure chest. We'll pick up the Zoro statue. It's going to be the most important one because the final boss is quick, so you want to have more dex damage. And pick up the tangerine, I suppose. And then we have the other chest, which is going to be... We'll pick up Nami for sure. These are what my stats look like, by the way. So this is, you know, currently level 103. I have got all my turtle drops, and, you know, my buddy levels are not the best, to be honest. You know, so you got Zoro level 19, Nami, I picked up lots of Nami statues, level 28. The rest of them, obviously, a little bit... a little bit trash, you know, they need to be leveled up a bit more for sure. But you see at the top there, the type bonus, we've got a pretty good array, you know, additional 24% for dex, 32% for int, pretty decent additional bonuses. But now we can go ahead and run into Rayleigh. We could have also, you know, finagled our way to the boss fight to, you know, land on Zoro so that we can get the buffed levels, which I probably will start doing to get to 150 a bit quicker. But anyways, as for this video, we'll go ahead and target 106, and I'll show you guys, this is the team that we're using first. Now, Corazon isn't really needed in this team. You could switch him out for anything that removes despair, you know, that you have to deal with on that stage. But the thing is as well, is that some people are going to notice that we're basically not using any point boosters, and that's the thing is, you know, once you've gotten all the points, you know, all the additional turtle drops, you don't need point boosters that much, unless if you specifically want to get more turtles. We're just looking at this point forward, looking to beat up the boss, you know, just to try and beat the boss, right? So in this point in time, we don't really care about using the additional drops, you know, but we will be using a Robin and Koala friend captain. So we're using Law as our captain because he's just a super solid captain to use. We've also got Robin Jinbei making an appearance again. They're just so good. We've also got Hiyori. We have Shirahoshi Mancherry, who's a really good unit in this quest, and you guys will see why as we get to that stage. And as I said, Corazon only really here to remove despair. That's the only reason why, so you could literally switch him out with anything else. So not a big problem at all. Something that I was testing out was the Zunisha ship, but after using this team, we actually could probably just switch out for the Whale Shark ship just to get additional cooldown at the start of the quest, just to, you know, reduce the amount of stalling that we have to do. So let's go ahead and find a friend captain and get this sorted. So we have a Robin and Koala friend captain. Going to start off as Robin so we can super swap into Koala, of course, and we're going to go ahead and get this sorted. And the really cool thing as well is that we actually don't need to worry about the super swap for Robin and Jinbei on this team either, because we're going to be securing quite a lot of matching slots with the Hiyori crewmate ability and with her special, of course, as well. So, of course, we are still inflicted with the pretty nasty debuff here at the start of the quest, where we have, you know, the recovery bind. We also have this other effect. What do they even call this? I actually don't even know what the hell this debuff is even called. Certain slots will appear and receive damage at the end of the turn. So we get a health cut at the end of every single turn, and block slots, I guess, have a chance to appear. So we want to make sure that before we move into stage 3, that Rob and Koala have one swap left before they reach their max gauge. But we do also need to ensure that we get enough cooldown. I think the ideal scenario is to have Shirahoshi Mancherry be on 4 turns of cooldown before moving on to the stage 3. So that's what we're going to be looking for realistically. So we're just going to do a bit of stall here, which is cool. But this is, honestly, I feel like this PKA was a bit easier in terms of the boss mechanics. I feel like the boss mechanics of last season were actually a lot more difficult to deal with. Like heaps of bind, heaps of those really nasty debuffs. The only real issue I feel like in this quest here is the fact that, you know, there's lots of special reverse, but, you know, Rob and Koala do deal with that. So with a friend captain, you can get away with a lot of things, which is nice. But, you know, there's not as many gimmicks, I feel. And, you know, there's obviously the ability of damage threshold and rainbow shield damage reduction on stage 5. Yeah, that is definitely annoying. But aside from that, I feel like it's pretty a-okay, at least right now. You know, we haven't gotten to the mass levels, you know, level 150 with all those stupid gimmicks yet. So I guess I could reserve judgment for when we actually reach that point. So at this current point in time, we got Shirahoshi Mancherry. They're on 6 turns. They're about to go to 5. So we're going to take one more turn of stall, and then we're going to go ahead and move on straight after this, which means that everyone should be ready to go after this. Go ahead and move on. And then we're good. So now we can go ahead and start using our specials. So we see here we have Damalo Black. He inflicts us with some 20% health cut. We got some paralysis, we have some bind, but we do have the Izo and Okiku support on Hiyori to remove the paralysis for us here. And we can use the special ability of Hiyori, which is going to give us the full board of Wano slots, lock them, such a good special, and also remove that bind. Also give us a bit of healing, but once again, we are inflicted with the lowered amount of recoverable HP effect, which means that, you know, we don't heal too much out of that, but it's still good because we get a full board of Wano slots, considering the characters that were binded, which get removed with their bind, had block slots, so that's not a big issue. We can go ahead and switch with Robin Koala to get a color affinity boost. Switch with Robin Jinbei to have type advantage there. And we are good to go. Something as well to note is that Hiyori, with her crewmate ability, when you tap on her with a Wano slot, she inflicts resistance down to the enemy. So that's actually something that we're going to take full advantage of here as well. So let's get cooking. There's the resistance down. GG, and we can move on. So now we move on to the Sentomaru stage, and this is where Shirahoshi and Mancherry are going to be ridiculously clutch. I guess first thing is first, we do need to use the Corazon special first, because that is going to enable us to get around the despair so we actually have some HP back. So let's go ahead and use the Corazon special. Roshinante, of course. And boom. Remove the despair, but of course the effect here of this debuff, the pain debuff, anytime we have a flick action, specials, swaps, anything like that, we'd get dealt 20,000 damage. But this is where the effect of the Shirahoshi Mancherry are going to be very, very good, because they obviously heal us back to full HP, but they have the really cool ability of removing any particular debuff that's inflicted on our crew by 10 turns. So she's, I think, the only unit in the game that can straight up remove that. I think also the Sai Straw Hats will be another character that can actually remove that too, so keep that in mind. So that's awesome. We're going to go ahead and use the Super Swap of Robin Koala to give us the color affinity boost. We'll use their special to give us the orb boost and the clock buff to get the better color affinity boost in the final stage. We also had the support of Perispera on Shirahoshi Mancherry to lock those Wano slots from the previous stage too, which is awesome. And then we can switch Robin Jinbei back to Jinbei to get some type advantage. And let's try and do as much damage as we possibly can. Let's get it. Boom, awesome. We still had Shirahoshi Mancherry to attack with as well. That should do around 40 million damage, I think, which is pretty good. And now we move on to the last stage, Rayleigh. So at this point, we're going to have the 2.5 orb boost from Robin Koala. We're going to have the 2.5 or 2.75 color affinity boost from their special ability. And then we're also going to have Law's attack boost. So Law's going to be huge here. But of course we want to switch with Rob and Jinbei first and then use their special so that we can get the base attack boost to all of our characters, and also with the support effect of Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger, remove the rest of that rainbow shield, give us a chain boosting effect, and then the Law special, as we said, which is going to enable us to do not only an attack boost but also the ability to inflict 1.5 increased damage taken to the opponent, just giving us additional damage for free. But we still have 1 turn of damage threshold on the opponent's side of the field, which is unfortunate. But luckily for us, we're going to have his support of Beppo, which says that when we hit a perfect, that's going to remove 1 turn of that threshold. Now, we did have the Zunisha ship on before, which allowed us to hit perfects more easier, but just get good. Just get good and you should be fine, okay? So, without further ado, let's get it. Let's finish this guy off. Nice, we didn't even attack in the most optimal order. 240 million damage, and we attacked with 3 characters, which is pretty awesome. We still had 3 more characters to attack with type advantage. We could have done a lot more damage for sure, but either way, that actually worked out pretty well. So a pretty swift victory. I don't know how much damage this would have dealt overall, and definitely once we get closer to 150, we hopefully have, you know, more statues for Zora and Nami to give us more damage on those other stages. But realistically, we're not really, you know, focused around these additional turtle drops. We just want to beat the boss at this point, because when you reach to level 150 and you clear it, you get the maximum rewards, which is the most important thing about all of this. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for me. I definitely want to upload some more videos for you guys in regards to different teams clearing this. Hopefully we can shuffle things around, run some different teams for you guys. But that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm that, guys. I'll see you guys within the next video.